What's up, fam? Dr. O here. And yo, can we stop the nonsense about all of this Biden pardoning his son? Look, really, at the end of the day, I get it. He should have said, I don't know, when people asked him. But really, why is it that he gets blamed for changing his mind? This is what Democrats do and people who critique Democrats do. Look at what happened with Vice President Harris during the election, right? People were going back to her 2019 stance on fracking and her stance in 2024 on fracking. What did she say in the interview? As new information comes into light, people have the right to change their mind. If new information comes into light, people have the right to change their mind. Why is Biden not given that same opportunity? This is a man who was looking at his son, who is going to be left in the hands of people like Matt Gaetz and people like Kash Patel, and all of these guys who plan on weaponizing the Justice Department, who plan on weaponizing the FBI, and already had his entire family on an enemies list. So was Matt Gaetz in consideration before Biden was talking about not pardoning his son? No. Was Kash Patel in there? No. These are people, I mean, Trump tried to have Biden arrested during their 2020 campaign. So what was he supposed to do? The fact of the matter is, like he said, it was never going to end. And people are talking about, well, people need to follow the process. Pardoning is part of the process. And even though we may not like pardons that get done, a lot of presidents have abused them, pretty much all of them in recent memory, except Obama for the most part. That is also part of the process. But what was also not supposed to be part of the process is targeting somebody because of their name. And most lawyers out there who we've watched have said that Hunter Biden would have never been brought up on such high charges if he was not President Biden's son. So can people talk about that? Okay, and while we're talking about sons, can we talk about Trump and his pardoning of Jared Kushner's father? And you want to look at the things that he did, including hiring a prostitute to sleep with his sister's brother, sister's husband, and then recording that and sending it to her to kind of get leverage with him. I mean, come on, you want to talk? And now this guy's the ambassador to France. You see, the thing we have to understand with the Hunter Biden pardon is that Hunter Biden is not seeking any political office. But you look at, he's going to his private citizen mode. Trump is pardoning people and then giving them high positions of power. And he did it since his first presidential run. Manafort, Michael Flynn, the list goes on and on and on. And really at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I think I even may have some other ones here who he was out there pardoning as well. Oh, can't forget Roger Stone, right? So look, these guys and people like Giuliani, the people looking at even selling pardons during Trump's administration. Let's also be mindful of the fact, this idea that Democrats and others are saying, well, now, what are people going to say when he pardons the January 6th insurrectionists? Are you serious? And then you got the Stephen A's and Cuomo's of the world saying that he should pardon Trump as well? The insurrectionists committed what? An insurrection. And Trump has been talking about pardoning them ever since he started calling them hostages, like the people who are in Israel, Palestine, and right now, and hostages to Hamas. He's been talking about that. He's been up there singing with the January 6th choir. So what are we doing here? The fact of the matter is, and then people want to talk about what Hunter Biden's doing. We're talking about misdemeanors, but Trump should be pardoned for felonies. You want to talk about false equivalence? I expect this from the Scott Jennings of the world, but these Democrats, these are the reasons why they're losing support with their base. They're trying to have this holier than thou mentality, this holier than thou mindset. I wish Biden kept his word. Leave his son to these people who are actually going to go after him when Hunter Biden already tried to have a plea and take responsibilities for his actions, and these guys who Trump has pardoned has never taken responsibilities for their actions. Oh, not to mention the fact that Trump was actually talking about pardoning Hunter Biden in October. So this bedwetting needs to stop. And this isn't even about President Biden protecting his son and being a father and all of that. He was in his right to do so. Now, Marilyn Mosby and there's other people he needs to be pardoning as well. Marcus Garvey, let's run down that list. I think he shouldn't even be done as it relates to these pardons. But this idea that this is going to affect his legacy, that this is hypocrisy, and now look what Trump people are going to do, and so on and so forth. Permission structures and past, it's nonsense. It's complete nonsense and hypocrisy. And all of y'all in the media, all of y'all in the political spaces who are talking about your disappointment, y'all gotta save that for another day. Because this inability to want to fight and protect your own is one of the reasons why Democrats lost. And I personally wish Democrats would go harder as it relates to things like this. He's got a lot of pardons that he can issue between now and the time he leaves, and he should do that. And the fact of the matter is that y'all have so little smoke for what Trump does, because Trump's gonna be Trump, and what he's already done as it relates to just his power and actually, y'all talk about nepotism at high. I mean, seriously. Jared Kushner got $2 billion coming out of the Trump administration. People are talking about possibly putting Trump's daughter-in-law in as senator in Florida. He never divested from his businesses when he was president. All of that, and just because he's flooded the zone with all of this lack of accountability and all of this corruption, y'all just going to give him a pass, but then, go at Biden like this? Nah, y'all can miss me with that. This is completely ridiculous. Leave President Biden alone. Leave Hunter Biden alone. Fine, if you're disappointed that he said it and then went against it, fine. But outside of that, y'all should have no words for him, and do not use this to justify anything that Trump has already promised to do, already has done, and will continue to do, because it just shows the lack of integrity on your own part, and the lack of honesty on your own part, and the hypocrisy on your own part. And gotta beg my pardon. We got to stop this nonsense about talking about pardons. Peace.